Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. The news in the last 24 hours has been crazy for Magic the Gathering. I've been working on the new store, and I haven't been able to get some videos out the last couple of days. But we had two major kind of releases or announcements or kind of product descriptions come out. One is for the Lord of the Rings set, and the other is for a new set called Commander Masters. So today we're going to focus in on Commander Masters, but I want to start this off by just saying previously in the fireside chat and in the kind of Magic 2022-2023 release schedule, one of the things that Wizards of the Coast said is that they were going to try to scale back on the number of releases, and this is what they gave us. This is the schedule they gave us. If you don't remember, right now we are in Phyrexia, All Will Be One. This is where we are today in the winter of 2023. The next set that we know of was March of the Machine, and then we were going to have the Aftermath, and then we kind of all assumed something was going to happen in summer because they usually do something, and we all assumed that was just going to be this Lord of the Rings set, which actually they just gave kind of a more tangible release date of June 2023 with all the product details. We're going to talk about this tomorrow a little bit more, but what we didn't know is that they had another set for summer of 2023, and this is where I want to start. First off, I'm very excited for Commander Masters. I think we're going to talk about it. This set looks really cool. There's a lot of cool cards in it. I think as this goes, we're going to continue to be more and more excited. But this is a lot of product leading into, Wilds of Eldraine, March of the Machine, Aftermath. I think we saw has serialized cards. We've got the Lord of the Rings set that everyone is already excited for. That's going to take a lot of money from consumers and from stores and whatever. The product fatigue of this year, I don't think that I didn't believe them before, but they are now showing that they weren't trustworthy before in what they were saying at the fireside chat, because product fatigue is going to be real. But let's talk about Commander Masters and what this is. This is a draftable set. This is Commander Masters, which is hilarious because they've gotten rid of the Commander Legends name. And if you weren't familiar with Commander Legends, let's just start this right here. Stores and consumers do not trust the Commander Legends name at all. We do not trust. As a store owner, if they came out with Commander Legends, I would be like, oh, really? You want me to buy more of that? Because no, I don't think so. They ruined their trust with stores with Commander Legends. So to change this to Commander Masters for stores and for the prosumers, the consumers, it makes a lot of sense for them to do a name change here. And Commander Masters is funny because this is what we as a community call a lot of the sets. When when Double Masters came out, a lot of people said, oh, this is just Commander Masters. When I think what was that, even Dominaria Remaster came out, we all kind of said this is just Commander Masters. And so here we have Wizards kind of formula for Commander Master set. It's gonna be super interesting. All the power, all the style. And we're going to talk about this style thing in a second. So August 4th, this is what you have. We've got set booster boxes, collector booster boxes, and draft booster boxes. So this is a draftable set, which is interesting. If you haven't drafted Commander, it's fun. I would say it doesn't last that long in terms of like months after release. A lot of communities, you'll get one or two drafts in, and then it's just kind of expensive to draft for Commander. So it kind of is what it is. But it's exciting that's at least draftable for pre-release and that kind of thing. And then there is 4 Commander decks, which we'll talk about a little bit. But let's start with looking at this, all the power, all the style. Here's the cards that we kind of know of. Number 1, Jeweled Lotus, which is a absolutely must-have reprint right now. This card is ridiculously expensive from Commander Legends 1. It's great. This card should have been in Baldur's Gate. This card should have been, printed more often. A modern card like this, I'm not saying I want it to be $6. I'm not saying I want it to be super cheap, but they could have used this as reprint equity a little bit more. And here we have it in an amazing artwork. Absolutely gorgeous. This card is going to be something that a lot of people want. They're calling this the Frame Break Borderless, which is just, I guess the idea is it just has come out of the frame. A lot of TCGs do this. It's cool to see Magic catching on and experimenting more with their ability to break the frame, that kind of thing. It's cool. The artwork though is just gorgeous. I want you to see this though, number 702 in the set. This is gonna be an absolutely massive set with a massive number of styles and options and variants. You guys think that it was bad previously. This is going to be a set where there's a ton of variants and a ton of variations. You can see, we also see the foil etched. I'm a little bit worried with the number here. 702 is quite a lot. I didn't really compare it to like a bunch of other sets or anything, but 700s, that's a lot of cards. So here we have the Dragon, again, another card that is great, a card that needs to see some reprint. A fantastic commander card. And this, we have the profile borderless, and I love this. I think this would be really cool to see a lot of commanders in like the profile where it's a close up on their head. That would be pretty cool. I think people could like collecting that, and I think it'll look really cool on a display and backgrounds of things. So this is cool. Again, it's a card that's needed. It's a card that's a good reprint. It's a card that will help sell the set, and it will be something that people want to build. It gives dragons, from the past too, some extra hype as anytime new people get their hands on the Dragon or something like that, it does excite the community, which is a big win. So some already big reprints. Now we'll see what else they put in here. Obviously, if this is the only 2 cards that are, sought after, this set's going to lose a lot of its luster pretty quick. But it does say all the power, all the style. So just be careful. I do think there's going to be a metric ton of variants and variations and a lot of cards in the set. It'll be interesting to see what actually happens, but that's my kind of prediction here. All right, let's talk about the Planeswalker options. The Commander decks options. We've got a Planeswalker Party, which is going to be, I'm not a big fan of Planeswalker Tribal deck. It's just like hard to keep track of. The games take forever, but I'm sure people will really like that one. Eldrazi's are back in this set. That'll be really cool. This is interesting that this is just a colorless Eldrazi deck, which is pretty typical, but like, I don't know, like to go truly colorless is pretty tough. So I'm hoping for a really good, new, exciting Eldrazi here. I'm sure most of these usually are new commanders, so that'll be good because with what's the one that's banned? I think one of the Ulamogs or something is banned. It's not Ulamog, it's the other one. But it's kind of hard to build a commander that's really fun for Eldrazi's, but is also not super overpowered. And so I'm hoping they balance this one out pretty good. And then we've got Enduring Enchantments. That will be the boring one that nobody really wants, I think. But then Slivers are back, baby. 5-color Slivers. Let's go. 5-color Sliver Swarm. This will be cool. This will, again, drive a lot of interest towards previous Sliver cards. I'm sure there will be some reprints in there as well. So exciting to see, another kind of excitement part of this set. And now I want to go back to this because I don't want this to be lost in my excitement. I do have a lot of concerns about the number of products they're coming out with. Again, I think all of us are going to be really feeling this. As a store, I've got to take a risk on this Lord of the Rings thing, and then I got to put in my risk and my order for Commander Masters. And just because they changed the name doesn't mean that it's 100% going to be successful. But so far, they're doing a lot of really good things here. You got Jeweled Lotus, a card that's going to sell the set. I mean, this already sells Commander Legends. Dragon is good. You got good like Slivers. If that's in the main set, there will always be something people like. Planeswalkers. I think it's looking like there's a lot of good in this set on the surface. So I'm hoping deep down it is. Now, one of the other concerns here, in my opinion, is what did they have to take out reprint wise and excitement wise from something like Lord of the Rings to put it into a Commander Masters thing. A lot of the time, like I thought we would get some sort of soul ring here for Lord of the Rings. You can't really have I guess you can. I hope they don't. You can't really have like an amazing soul ring in Lord of the Rings that's really chasing that everybody wants. And then like 2 months later, put out an amazing soul ring in Commander Masters that everybody wants, a variant or something that everybody wants. And so it'll be interesting to see how they balance these two things, because they've been making a lot of cards in these types of sets, the Lord of the Rings-esque types of sets, the Modern Horizons-esque types of sets. They've been making a lot of cards specific for Commander. So I guess this will just end up being a mostly reprint set, and it'll be interesting to see what that works out to and how they do that. So That being said, let me know what you think about Commander Masters, and let's see that in the comment section. What are you excited about? And then tomorrow we will dive in to talk about Lord of the Rings and probably talk a little bit more about serialized cards. Anyway, we are opening up the new store today, or this week. So it's gonna be a lot of content, or not a lot of content, but I'll be doing that a lot this weekend, and then we'll be kind of back to it, hopefully with more streaming and stuff starting next week. Hopefully you have yourself a great day. Make sure you be kind to the people around you and hit subscribe if you have not. We'll see you again next video.